Today's 5 Things You Need to Know is brought to you by Power Credit Union, proudly serving Southern Colorado.
Hi there, I'm Andy Cohen. Today is Sunday, March 28th, and this is a News 5 update. The mayor of Boulder is encouraging members of his community to step out of their houses for 10 minutes each night in a show of solidarity for the victims of last week's mass shooting at a King Soopers grocery store. Residents are also asked to put a candle in the window so that neighbors can see that they are in mourning, grief, and recovery. A crowd gathered last night for a moment of silence to honor those 10 victims. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is calling for new legislation to prevent gun kits from being sold without background checks or serial numbers. These ghost guns, as they're called, are sold without many of the same regulatory obstacles that the law currently demands of traditional firearm purchases. Well, many are calling on Colorado Springs City Council to widen Mark Scheffel Road near Peterson Air Force Base. The street narrows to 2 lanes between North Caffrey and Dublin and is frequently congested. Some have questioned why Black Forest Road would be widened before Mark Scheffel, but that project was already approved when voters passed the renewal of the 1% PPRTA sales tax. And finally, Pueblo City Council considering new rules for the use of the Pueblo Riverwalk. Current proposal would require permission from the Riverwalk director to set up booths and kiosks. The public would also need to request permission for hammocks, personal benches, and picnic tables. Alan?
Andy, lots to talk about weather-wise. First comes the warm, windy conditions and high fire danger. You can see all these areas across the plains, the I-25 corridor, included in Monday's red flag warning. That kicks off at noon. Now, the mountains and higher elevations are included in a high wind warning. Humidity a little bit higher in the higher terrain, so we won't see the higher fire danger in these regions. But we have the potential for damaging wind gusts to 80 miles per hour across the southern Sangres and the wet mountains during the day on Monday. Watch out for that as travel could be impacted on those high mountain passes. That downslope wind also brings us a dose of warming, highs in some areas into the 80s.
Thank you for listening to today's 5 Things You Need to Know, sponsored by Power Credit Union.